Finding people of color in mental health professions can be a challenge, but it's also what inspired one Waco woman to start her own practice and help others just like her.
When I was a little girl, I needed somebody to talk to.
Sharon Miles decided at a young age she wanted to become a therapist to offer others the help she once needed herself.
It's the only career I've ever considered, and so once I figured out what a therapist was, that's what I worked towards being.
She now owns Milestone Psychotherapy and works to break the stigma around mental health care.
Your mental health means everything. If your mental health is not functioning correctly, it can have effects. It can affect your body, it can affect your brain, it can affect your relationships. Mental health is the stem of it all.
It's been awesome, almost life-changing.
Tanika Jones is just one of the many people Miles has been able to help through the years. They met after Jones lost a close friend. She says working with Miles has really changed her life.
It did start out as grief counseling, but it has turned into just a real evolution of who I am and what I aspire to be. So, I started discussing with her goals that I have for my life and just for me as a person, and we've been working through those.
Jones says when looking for a therapist, she specifically wanted someone with her shared experience.
I knew that I needed help, and I knew that I needed to talk to somebody, but I did want it to be somebody that could relate to me on all aspects of who I am, as far as my culture, my gender as well, because she's a female, and as well as my color.
95% of my clientele are people of color.
Miles says the mindset is not uncommon, as many are less likely to open up to people they don't think will understand them.
Being Black, Indigenous, person of color, most of your life is what will people think. Although many of us would say, no, that's not how we're thinking, and we're not choosing to consider someone else's opinions. What matters most is our own culture's opinion, our own ethnicity's opinion.
The fear of judgment is just one reason people might not consider therapy. Miles says others include pride, as many don't want to come across as weak. Another being a strong dependence on religion in minority communities, leaving people trying to pray away mental health troubles.
Mental health is just stigmatized so much. Still today, there are children who will ask their parents, can they come to therapy? Can they talk to a therapist? And then because the parents don't believe in it, the child doesn't get help.
Miles now hopes to help break that stigma through her work and sharing her own story.